Welcome along. I am Virtual Farmer and we are on Chipping Norton. I've come up to the shop because, well, it's the third day and we still need to get some more money, and we haven't bought our farmyard yet, and we need a little bit more money. Thankfully, our contracts are a little bit more valid today. After yesterday's disaster, we are going to stick well away from all the parsnips and vegetable harvests. There are a ton of them, but they are just, their profit per minute is just ridiculously low compared to some other jobs. However, for Clifford Powell today, we do have a couple of cultivating jobs that would go very well. We've got one that is actually a lower profit per minute, but the thing is, neither of these are going to take too long. And if we take this one with the Deutz, we can do both these contracts and save a little bit of money. So we will borrow the items for that contract. We will accept the contract for that one. So 5 and 43 we have for him. He also has one on field 7. So we'll do a whole load of contracts for him today. For an extra 2,000, we can do that. And that should all be fairly quick. So we will start with the contract on field 43 and work our way back. Our tractor is over here. Oh, and we have a gorgeous black Deutz here, a warrior. So let's start that up. And we'll hook on the cultivator. Not expecting these jobs to take us too long, hopefully. Should do us fairly well on today. And then we can go and check out a yard and get that purchased and get ourselves properly set up. I would be very, very happy to be sorted and settled in by the end of today. So away we go. We'd better get our beacons on and off down to field 43. Now 43 is located the other side over there, and I think this gateway here might give us access. So let's take our map back down and get into here, like down here. Perfect. So some nice access across the fields and things here. Everything kind of works really well. 43 is our fields just the other side of here, and learning from our mistakes of last time, I think we want to be taking this field sort of this direction, and we'll unfold everything. We'll get the GPS working on here as well, and that should simplify things. And back. Oh, I'm hoping that we are gonna make a decent amount of money today. We should make around about 15,000, which will be more than enough. The only possible fly in the ointment, which would be a very positive thing actually, would be if a tractor turned up in the shop. That would give us a perfect excuse to buy that, but we wouldn't have anywhere to store it initially. We'd have to do it up at the shop. 30% through the contract, and it's only just gone 9 o'clock. Really pleased with this. This Deutz is fantastic. I'm kind of hoping that we might end up getting something like this. 200 horsepower would be really good for us for a first tractor. I have a feeling it might end up being a little bit out of our price range, so we'll have to see what we get. No tractors have turned up at all yet in the shop, so it's bound to happen at some point. At the moment though, it's just nice that we're able to keep this going and get through this job. And if we can get through all 3 of these cultivating jobs today, that's actually gonna give us around about 17,000, I think I worked it out at. So really good. Would be a great amount for the day, and then we just need to pick the yard once we've got through this and got the money in. Speaking of farmyards, one of the possible yards is actually that one there. It would be 19,000 to get that yard, and it's got a fair number of buildings and would be a pretty good setup. I don't know if the field around it comes with it. That would be really good if that was the case. And I don't think it has any animals. In fact, neither of the yards we're looking at, I don't think has animals. I'm not sure that this is a map that actually shows you or allows you to buy animal areas with it. If it does have them, then I think that would be a really good yard to have. But at the moment, I've not seen much evidence of that. There doesn't seem to be a cow barn or anything in there. Putting a cow barn in, though, might be a really good way for us to earn money without having to buy lots of land. We could get a cow barn, start getting some milk, and put in my favorite mod, which is the dairy, and start making some cheese from it. Might work pretty well for us. Something I'm finding amazing as I'm doing this job is that the more I farm these fields, the more recognizable everything is getting around here. I never really put together exactly where everything is, and now I can. Now I can see where I am. I've worked out basically everything, how everything fits together, and it's just making everything very, very interesting to me going forwards. It's kind of weird. It's a bit like farming on Saxthorpe, this, where it's an area that I know well, that I've seen a lot of, and that suddenly every so often I go, oh, I know that bit, and I know that bit, and it's really, really cool. I am loving getting my teeth into working on here, and I'm just hoping that we do manage to get a nice, strong farm set up on here, because I think it would be really nice to properly sink our teeth into this area. Field is finished. Looks like we've got the sound of some rain, but no actual rain at the moment. Rain is on the way, though, which is a little bit concerning. We need to head over to... Well, actually, which field next? We want to probably do field 7 next, I think. And 7 should be over this way. So 5 is there, so they're next to each other, and they're back up towards the main farm. So we'll head up that way. I'm really tempted by that yard, actually. It is 19,000, I think, for that yard. The difference is that the area next to it, that is going to cost us 44,000. So in total, we're looking at around 65,000 in order to get the yard and the grass field next to it. And I think getting a grass field would be a very, very good thing to do at the moment. We could really do with a way to generate some feed for cows if we went that way. Alternatively, we could put a garden in and feed pigs that way, possibly. I need to really look at how we're going and what we might get if we bought that location. At the moment, I don't know which way I'm gonna go. We've got options, and once we get this contract done, it might be a case that our best bet over winter is to raise the 44,000 and get that done that way. Now, field 5 is the field to the right of us at the moment, but as I said, I'm going to go and do the smaller field 7 first, and that way, if we do need to collect money at any point, we should have, or should be able to do it without getting rid of the tractor. And these two fields are connected anyway, which is good. So let's bring them down onto here, and I'm going to go to the far side of the field and set my GPS up along that edge. So unfold. Yeah, nice straight edge there. We can drop this down. Just here. Like so. Our GPS is already on. And this is not the straight edge I thought it was. So I'm going to set up my straight edge along here then. So first point. And we should, before we start pulling in again, be able to set the second point. And now we're all good to go. This field is going much quicker than the previous one, which is very good news. I mean, we expected it to go quicker. It's paying a third of the price, but it is producing a very quick cultivation, which is great. I think field 5 is going to take us slightly longer. It is the biggest field of the three. So we're going to be spending a little bit of time on that. I'm hoping to get through it fairly swiftly, though, because we do have rain on the way, and I do not want to get bogged down in these fields with the rain. Down with our cultivator, and away we go again. Yeah, this is very satisfying and feels so much better than the problems we were having yesterday with the vegetable contract. That was too much, especially with how we had to deliver that. This is much more simple and a much easier way for us to get some money, and should end up with us having a decent amount by the end of today. Just thinking about it, if we were to do this again on daily, we would end up with a very good amount of money. We'd end up with like 45,000 over 3 days, which is about what we'd have ended up with on the vegetable contract. The difference is we're doing this with a lot less frustration, and as a result, it's a much nicer, more peaceful way for us to build up our cash. And contract is done. We are up to 10% off on Clifford Powell's field. But yeah, he's happy with that. Now, can I squeeze this through? I'm not going to be able to squeeze this through this gateway without folding it up. So we'll fold that up. And our final field here, I think we could probably still use the same GPS course. Let's see. We'll take it over this side of the field here. We'll have a look at how it lines up with this edge. I think it's going to be fairly good. Yeah, I'm happy with that lineup. So what we'll do is we'll get this edge done. And then we'll be able to come back onto the row next to it. So fold this out. A little bit of overlap, but then we need to initially give ourselves an edge to work with. Down. And away we go. And yeah, 12:15. We are very nicely on target to get all of these done with very little issue today. So long as that rain holds off. If we get hit by that rain, that could cause us to not be able to finish this field. We're about halfway through this now at 1:15. That is really nice. And just looking at how much money we have at the moment, we're looking at being at about, we might be as high as 41,000 at the end of this. We got 2,500 roughly for the smaller field we just did. We got 6,000 for the first one, or for this one, and then we're looking at around 5,000 for the first one we did. In fact, let's have a quick look. So oh, we've completed 43. So that'll be 6,212 plus 2,000. So that's 8,300 and 8,400 roughly. So that will be 13,900 approximately. So 13,900, maybe 14,000. That definitely gives us, yeah, it's definitely going to give us 41,000. So over the winter, we should be able to make up the difference and get the 44,000 to buy the slightly cheaper farmyard along with the larger grass field next to it. And I think that would serve us really, really well. So we'll have a look into that. We've got, we're getting towards winter. Ideally, I would like to be cutting grass in the spring on our own field. If we can do that, or fields. If we can do that, I think we're going to go into the next year really strong and very able to set ourselves up, because with the springtime and doing grass work and silage work, that will bring us in a fair amount of cash very quickly. And that is the contract on field 5 complete. I'm actually, my trouble, I'm having trouble not doing these last couple of patches. I'm gonna have to go back and do them on field 7 as well. I am very happy though with this. We can now head back to the shop, get our Land Rover and go and check out the yards. We actually have enough time today to do another contract, and it's really, really tempting to go and do one. It would be just trying to see exactly what is available. So I'm gonna clean up here and then we'll head to the shop and we'll get some money, and I think we'll go and have a look at a yard and see about what we're gonna go and buy, because we are long overdue getting ourselves settled in on here and getting things starting to be set up. On my way back up, there are several fairly large fields around here that very much are on the radar for contracts. So I'm just going to pull over near the shop and we're going to have a quick look at this. I think it might be wise to get one of these going. Maybe this one here, field 34. Is that right next to us there? Where is 34? Yeah, 34 is the one right next to the shop. We could set a hired worker going on that. 31 would also be great, but I think that's a plowing contract. So let's have a look. 34 is a cultivating contract. We could accept that. We could complete these two. So collect on both of those. We will accept 34. And we'll take this tractor and we'll just head into the shop here and get that going. Another 5,000 would make quite a bit of difference to us. We've got to get past all the cars that are in here, though. Around the back of the shop. And in here. That should do us nicely. Right, and then we'll set this one going on a contract. So we'll hire somebody for this. We want 2 headlands, sharpen the headlands, and do the middle of the field first. Generate that fieldwork contract. And yeah, it'll start off down the bottom. And we can head back up to the shop in the meantime. And we'll go and look to buy our farmyard. So back up at the shop, we're going to have a quick look in here first. Before we go and buy anything, I want to go and see what is actually available for sale up here. And there's a few bits. Oh, that mower, I think, at 56% off would be a real bargain. If we get Kubota Track to come up, that would be useful as well, but we don't at the moment. I am going to buy this because I think the one thing on here is there are no silage contracts. We can't make a silage baling contract. So if we're going to make money from silage, we're going to have to do it ourselves. A front mower is going to be absolutely necessary for that. So the Kuhn GMD 3123F. 60 horsepower, that should go on almost any tractor that we get. So we will buy that. And yeah, that is our first bit of equipment on here. We'll see what else comes up. We can't move that anywhere at the moment. That'll sit over there for now. Let's jump in the landy then, and we'll head down. And I want to go and have a look at this yard and see exactly what we get for 19,000. We might find that it's this slightly better pick for us, especially with that £44,000 grass field right next door to it. So the yard is located down here, little back road. Turn down and check it out. Right next to where we were a minute ago. And yeah, so this is an impressive yard. There is space for silage bales. That does have what appears to be a cut in front or something. Let's open the gate and have a look. Nice little farmhouse for us to start at, somewhere for us to park the Land Rover up. We can just slot it in here. Yeah, without too much hassle. I'll park here for now. The gate does get in the way a little bit, but I think we're all right. Let's close that. So, good amount of storage in this yard. As I said, it doesn't look like there are any animals built into it. Good access to this fairly large grass field at the back, so that's good news. Yeah, we've got what looks like pig huts all over the place here with no actual pigs. I'm guessing that there maybe was a pig enclosure here, but isn't now. We've definitely got space to put stuff in though. That would be really good, and we could possibly put a small cow area in here. Big silage pit, big silage clamp there. Yeah, I think this would be a really good yard for us, and it is only 19,000. So let's have a quick look at the price. So this is the area here. It's the farmland ID 70, and we've got no actual discount on it. Interestingly, Zach also owns that. Is there any fields that Zach owns that we might be able to go and get a discount on? But it looks like not. He doesn't seem to own anything else. There's nothing owned by the person who owns this. But it is 19,416 versus 26,868. We will, just for due diligence, we'll go and have a look at 71. But right now, I am very much leaning towards this area here. Lots of space, lots that we can do with this, and it would make a very good yard for us, I think, going forwards. The alternative is this one up here. Also has a house attached to it. You can see it there. Slightly more detached. We have a few more closable sheds here. Much more open yards, this, by the looks of things. And yeah, nice little shed there. Leave that going. Not much out the back. No real access to the fields around it by the looks of things. And quite a large grain dryer that takes up a big amount of space. You know what? This is actually, to me, it's a little bit more boring of a yard and doesn't offer quite as much flexibility, I don't think. So, yeah, I think the other yard is the better choice. I think we're going to be much better off with our expansion over time, getting that. And for now, it's also a lot cheaper. So, let's park back up in here. And we've got a nice little house. It's not very big. We might have to see where we go from there. I want to see if there's any way to demolish any of these buildings once we bought it. But we will see what happens. Right, close the gate. And so we're going to purchase this field here. Let's buy that, this area here. So 1.6 acres, buy that. Yes. And then this is ours. We own this land. Let's see if anything is actually demolishable. No, so we are very much, oh, there is one thing, and that is, do you know what? I don't think we're going to be in need of that. So at some point, if we look at the animals, cows, we could conceivably put a cow pasture in that space, and yeah, and get some cows in there. 75,000 for that. We might have to see if we can get some more cow buildings then, and something to go in there. But certainly, that being the one thing we can demolish, I don't think we're going to need that silage pit. We have plenty of space to store stuff to feed cows. And cows, I think, if we're looking to get this field out here, are definitely going to be something on my radar. So with our farmyard bought, I'm going to finish off this contract here. We don't want to get any more costs from a hired worker than we have to. I've set myself up with a new GPS course, and that should absolutely work for this. And we'll get it cleared off, and that should finish us up for the day. Just coming up to 5 o'clock, and the heavens have opened. The rain has started to fall. So we're about to get a bit muddier on this field. I'm kind of hoping that the tractor will be able to handle things until we get finished. Shouldn't be very long now, though. Let's just have a quick look at our progress. Yeah, 89%, so 10% to go, which is basically just these headlands. So getting this headland done and going up the side of the field should do the trick. Round to go and drop back down. Yeah, we'll get these headlands cleared up, and once those are done, that should finish off the contract for us. We've got one last thing to do before I finish off today, though, and I need this tractor to do it. And there we go. That actually works out really well for us. We now have a 25% discount on any field we buy from Richard Miller, which is great news because Richard Miller owns most of this map. So as a result, we now have pretty much 25% discount on most fields that we want to buy. Not the immediate ones we're targeting, unfortunately, but most of the fields we're after. Eventually, we should be able to buy at a pretty reasonable discount now. So back up to the shop, and we just want to drop off the cultivator so that that's easily gettable. And I'm going to go and pick up the mower here and take this down to our farm so that it's not in our way going forwards. So hook that all up, lift it, and then I can complete the contracts, and we'll be done for the day. As a result, we should be about, I think we're going to be about 20,000 by the end of the day, which is great news. We are therefore about halfway there to getting the grass fields ready for the spring. And we'll continue on getting some contracts done next day in order to try and get that grass field purchased before then. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below. Follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.